carried about in an organization. So look at what I wrote here. Organizational structure. This implies the ways in which positions within an organization are arranged. Ways in which we arrange our positions there. Oh, this is the manager, director, this is the chairperson, this is the manager, this is the director, this is the supervisor. The ways in which positions are being arranged is what we call organizational structure. So it can be called the internal. We can also call it the internal structure. That means how the business is, the way the business is being arranged, or formal organizational or organization of the business. Right? The formal organization, the official way in which positions are being given to individuals or employees within that organization. So what does an organizational structure explain to us? What does it define? Number one, it defines the workforce roles of employees and their titles. With organizational structure, you'll be able to know the role you play as an employee, the role you play as an individual. Two, the roles through which decisions are made, the path through which decisions have to go through before it gets to the least or the lowest or the junior officers within that organization. Please be here. Get out of the class. Get out of the class. Get him out of my class. Out of my class. Out of my class. Out, please.
Okay. Hi. Something like.
It's okay. I will delete it down. Or get out of my class. So, for the internal structure, which is the same as the formal organization, we are still talking about what it defines. The organizational structure is not the same as the organizational chart. We have to understand what organizational structure is about. It defines the positions within the organization. So the third one, the fourth one, the responsibility and accountability of employees. We're talking about responsibilities and accountabilities of employees. Responsibility is not the same as accountability. What you have to do is your responsibility. Who is responsible for what you do is accountability. Do you get the point here? What your roles are your responsibility. But when you carry out that role you are performing, who is responsible for the misdoing or whatever happens with what you carry out is who is accountable. Do you get the point here? Who do you report to? What do you do? And who bears the consequence of whatever your actions are accountable for it? Your responsibility is what you do. The accountability goes to who takes care of that responsibility. So whatever happens with that responsibility, who will be blamed or who the blame will be apportioned to is accountable. Do you get accountability here? Okay. The fifth one, the relationship between different positions within the organization. So how does different positions within the organization are linked together? So this is the position you have. How is it linked with that position? That position you have, how is it linked with my position? You get to know through organizational structure. Do you get it? All these things are explanations about how organizational structure works. How it works. That is what organizational structure is about. How each position, how each individual within that organization is being responsible or accountable. That is what organizational structure is about. Then we go to the hierarchy. Now the last one, methods of communication. How does information pass through different employees within the organization? It will be explained through the organizational structure. So who do you get your information from? Who do I get my information from? Who passes this information to us? That is what the organizational structure is going to explain or define. Now we go to the hierarchy. We're talking about hierarchy. We're talking about the level of authority within the organization. Hierarchy is what? The level of authority within the organization. Authority and responsibility. Out here, superiority within the organization. So how are we going to be able to know the hierarchy within the organization? We get to know the hierarchy within the organization through organizational charts. Do you get it? We said hierarchy is the level of authority within the organization. But how do we know the level of authority? We get to know the level of authority through the organizational chart. So, organizational chart, it illustrates the structure of the business and the workforce roles of people within the organization. We talk about how each role is being performed, how each manager will take up its position within an organization. Get to know through organizational chart. Now, how the business is split into divisions and departments. Look at this. These are different departments and different positions. We get to know because this is a typical organizational chart. We have the chairperson, who is more hierarchical than the managing director. The managing director is more hierarchical than the director. So this is what organizational chart is going to tell us. This is finance department, this is general service department, this is human resources department. That is what the first one is talking about. The second one, the roles of employees and their job title. We get to know that this is a financial director, this is a service director, this is human resources director. They have different roles they perform. This director deals with finance, this director deals with the happenings around the business, this director deals with recruitment of employees and training. Who has responsibility? You get to know the role this managing director will perform, you get to know the role of this person, you get to know the role of this office, because it's an office. The last one, to whom people are accountable for. The manager of this should be the financial manager, is accountable to the financial director. Do we get it? So the financial director is accountable to the managing director. Then the managing director is accountable to the chairperson. Who is the chairperson? Virtually almost the owner of the business. So we use chairperson because it could be a man or a woman. Is it clear? So this is all about organizational chart. And the last thing is the relationship between different positions. So what does this position have to do with this position? What does this position have to do with this position?